Hello everybody, it's Nick here again with Nick Tolman Music, and we're going to go ahead and continue our new series here of Practice Time with Nick. And yeah, so today we're just going to jump into another practice session and see how things are going. So as last time, my little guy Aaron is here with us, so I'll have him say hi. Oh, he's still not happy that I moved him from his bouncer, but anyways, he's here listening to me practice and going to join us for today. So we're going to jump right in and get started. So in our last lesson, I was working on that Albert Lee lick that I found in the book 100 Licks for Country Guitar by Levi Clay. Okay, and so the lick was in chapter 2, it's the very first one, and as written in the book, they wrote it out in E, and it goes like this. Okay, and that can be practiced really as quickly as you would want to. Right? And so what I was trying to work on was trying to kind of move that into a couple different keys. So play it in E as it's written, but then also play it in A. And then play it in B. And then put those together kind of at speed and work on it. So I've been working on it a little bit, so we're going to kind of give it an update and see how it's going. And yeah, so here we go. So this is the metronome at 100, and I'm going to play 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, and... So that's kind of the spot I've been kind of focusing at. I might try to take it a little bit quicker here, see how it goes. I found that getting too much faster than this, I start to get a little bit behind the metronome, so that's kind of why I've been at this tempo. But let's jump this up to 110. It might be, well, we'll see how it goes. Try the whole thing again. 1, 2, 3, and... Yeah, so that's kind of my new goal tempo there. So I also kind of started kicking around the idea, so I've done it in E, A, and B. My next step for this lick is I really want to try to play it in all 12 keys. So I'll probably start in C and then kind of go around the circle of fifths. So anyways, I'll probably start here. And then move to F. And I can either do F here, probably where I'll do it, or I could do it up here. B flat, so on and so forth. I'm just going to kind of go all the way around the circle of fifths. So I'm going to start working on that. I'm not going to like have you guys go with me as I'm going super slow. But I'll give you an update on that here soon of how that's going. So that's kind of my standard thing, is when I learn like a new lick or something, I like to learn it, and then I want to try to apply it in other scenarios. That really helps me to just like drive it and have it become part of my vocabulary as a player. And so it's just kind of a good way to go about it. So today I was a little bit interested in kind of taking a look at something a little different. Another area of playing that I have focused on a little bit here and there over the years, again, that I am wanting to do more and more of, is my jazz playing. And so today we're going to take a look at the song There Will Never Be Another You. It's a jazz standard. I'm going to be looking in the real book here. It's printed by Hal Leonard, I think, and it's just kind of a standard book of the American songbook, really, just a bunch of jazz tunes. And yeah, so what I'm working on today is something that I picked up a few years back and that really kind of opened my mind to understanding how to approach jazz harmony and chords on the guitar. And this concept is called shell voicings. So I have a document on my website that you can download. It's 99 cents. And it's an introduction to shell voicings. They're explained how they work, what it's all about. But it's a great place to start when dealing with a lot of extended harmonies like you get in jazz. So essentially what you have is these kind of shapes where you have like that shape here, which is for a major 7 chord. Essentially what you have is root, third, and 7 of the chord, kind of just getting the basic tonality of that chord happening, right? So you've got a major 7, or you've got a dominant 7, this is an E flat, by the way, E flat 7, or you have like an E flat minor 7, or you have an E flat 6, okay, and they're all kind of based around this shell, right? That's why they call it shell voicings, and they're really, really helpful, especially starting out. Now, eventually you add on to these and you can add more extensions to the harmonies and things like that as they go. So what I'm doing today is I'm looking at There Will Never Be Another You, and I'm going to take a break real quick. Aaron is wanting my attention. All right, I'm back. Basically, Aaron just wanted me to start playing and stop talking, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, all right, so jumping right here in There Will Never Be Another You. There's a few places you can find the changes for this. If you have a real book or something, that's great. You can find changes for a lot of jazz standards on a great website called learnjazzstandards.com. He has a YouTube channel as well, a lot of great stuff there. Check him out. Also, if you have, there's an app called iRealPro. Letter I, Real, R-E-A-L, Pro. And that is a great tool for not just jazz, but blues, rock, country, anything. You can get chord progressions, and it has, we'll use it in our practice session today, but you can get yourself little backing tracks to play along and kind of customize it to what instruments you want in it and everything like that. So it's a really great tool. All right, so There Will Never Be Another You. First chord we have here is an E flat major 7. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this shell voicing right here based off of the 5th string. This is your major 7 shell voicing for the 5th string, and the root is here in the 2nd finger for E flat. So you got 2 bars of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to move to D minor 7 flat 5. Now I'm ignoring the 2nd extensions for now. I'm going to add those in later. Right now I'm just focusing on the shell. So I'm just going to do a D minor 7 shell voicing. So again, our root is here with the 2nd finger. I just moved down, move that root down a half step. And then I'm going to go to my G7 D7 shell voicing, which is, my root is here on the low E string, and then my C minor shell voicing, which again looks just like that D minor 7-1 did. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A flat major 7. I'm going to do that one here on the low E string. Then I'm going to move to a D flat 9, and for just like a dominant 9 chord, I'm just going to use the dominant 7 voicing, shell voicing, because later I can add the 9 in really easily. But just so D flat 7, back up to my starting chord, which is E flat major 7, C minor 7. So for this one, I'm actually going to do it here, based off of the low E string shell voicing for a minor 7 chord, rather than here, because I'm going to want to play this F7 right here, I think, rather than down there. I think I just want to play there. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of your prerogative as a player as to kind of the voicings you want to use, but I think I'm going to play it there for now. I got 2 bars of F7, turns into an F minor 7. It's an easy move, just move that finger down, and then B flat 7, and then we are halfway through. So back to E flat major 7 for 2 bars, D flat minor 7, flat 5 again, G7, C minor 7, B flat minor 7, E flat 7, A flat major 7, D flat 9, E flat major 7, and now we've got some faster changes here, but that's all right. A flat minor 7, or yeah, A minor 7, D7, E flat major 7, D7, G minor 7, C7, F minor 7, B flat 7, and then E flat. I'm going to go ahead and play E flat 6, and then, oops, sorry, B flat 7, and then back to the top. Woo! I know that's a lot of chords. But really, if you are kind of a beginner player or kind of intermediate, these shell voicings are a fantastic way to familiarize yourself with, some more complex harmony than maybe you've dealt with before, but in a very simple way. And also just kind of familiarizing yourself with the fretboard, knowing like, oh, E flat is here and F is here, like just like wrapping your brain around that. I oftentimes, when my students are getting into that point where they've kind of gone through maybe their first method book, they're getting more comfortable with the guitar, with chords, things like that, I really like to introduce shell voicings because it's just a great way to practice and take your understanding of the fretboard and the guitar to the next level. So, all right, so I'm going to turn on iRealPro here, and I'm just going to kind of play along. So I'm actually going to take the piano out of the mix. So it's just going to be bass and drums playing, and I will be that third voice. And I'm just going to kind of play along. I'm going to do whole notes for now, just familiarizing myself with the changes. So. Okay, so I had a couple flubs. The first one was in the where was that? Oh yeah, going to the F7. I did that C minor 7 down here, and then I had to like jump away. I mean, I could have played the F7 down here, which I probably should have done, but I wanted to go to that higher. So I just need to remind myself. Yeah, if I want to do that, it makes more sense to do the C minor 7 here than my F7 is right there. Just kind of being efficient about how I'm moving around. And then I also had a little flub coming down into, well, I kind of flubbed on the 1 B flat minor 7, going to B flat 7. But then the last 5 bars, so I'm just going to hit that a couple times. I'm going to try that whole thing one more time. Here we go. Oops. Here we go. Closer. It's a little fast for me there at the end. Again, like this is great for me to work on my jazz playing like this. It's something I don't do a lot of, so this is good. All right, yeah, I still went down low to that lower, but I was like, oh well, I did C minor 7 down here, so that time I just rolled with it and played the F7 down here, and that worked out fine. Cool. I'm gonna try it one more time at that tempo. There it is. All right. Cool. Nice. So honestly, like, I'm going to keep practicing this. And I'm a big proponent of just like practice something not until you get it right once, like I just did, but until you can't get it wrong. I'm going to keep doing that. But just kind of for the sake of this video, I'll kind of show you my next step here. So the next thing I like to do is add maybe like a rhythmic aspect to it. And I find it fun, especially on these jazz tunes like this, I'm going to switch this to like a, let's see, like a bossa nova, kind of a Latin groove, and go with a little bit different, and go with kind of some rhythmic pattern in this as the next step. So here we go, I'm going to try it. Oh, it only gave me 4. Here we go, try again. yeah, so I'm just kind of doing this rhythmic figure. And from there, I'm also starting to add in, what I like to do is start to add some bass motion. So I'm going like, for instance, like starting out on the E flat major 7. So instead of just going straight from the D minor 7 flat 5 to the G7, I'm going to kind of add just a chromatic leading tone. And really that chromatic leading tone can be on either side of the G. Same thing going into that C minor. And yeah, to me that's kind of my process. I start with whole notes, and then I move to kind of like a Latin feel groove, just getting used to moving with some rhythm. And then I start adding a little bit of bass motion to go along with it. And then after I've kind of mastered that, I move into playing it as a swing. This tune is usually done as a swing feel, but for me, the rhythmic side of it, to me, it's more natural to go from the Latin into the swing feel, and so I just tend to go that way when I'm learning new changes on a jazz tune like this. But hey, there's some ideas. I'm going to play it one more time for you, and then I'm going to keep practicing and leave that for you today. So here we go. One more time with the Latin feel. Only gave me 4. That's that. And I can repeat as many times as I want. Again, the tools I'm using today, I'm looking at a real book, but again, you can find changes for jazz standards here. You can find them online. You can find them at learnjazzstandards.com. You can find them right here on the iRealPro app, which I'm using on my iPad right now, but it's available on Android phones, iPhones, all of that as well. So anyways, I will give you an update on my status on this tune in our next lesson, as well as where I'm at with doing all 12 keys of that Albert Lee lick in our next lesson. So we'll catch you next time. Thanks.